Down the basement, lock the cellar door, and baby, talk bloody to me.
Hi, and welcome to another exciting episode of Talk Bloody to Me. I'm Matt,
And I'm Brezzy.
and we're recording July 3rd, the day before the 4th, Independence Day, and Breezy has her, what do you call that, a bow? Mickey Mouse ears? This is
Yeah,
America. It's
pretty
cute.
much. Well, I don't know. It's something cute, and I don't.
Ellen,
Well, I like
Ellen,
Disney, but I was trying to find something horrorish, but this will work.
right? Yeah. So happy 4th of July, Independence Day. And this week we have another fan request coming all the way from Brazil. Our
Ooh.
fan Sam wants us to watch The Strangers from 2008 and then The Strangers Pray at Night. And by gar, that's exactly what we did. So we're going to talk about those two. First, we'll talk about The Strangers, and I don't think we're gonna spend a whole lot of time on it because I think we both thought it was kind of slow. Breezy, what do you think?
I have seen both. I
Hmm.
think I've seen the first one like long time ago, and
Hmm.
I remember this is like, oh my gosh, this is like so slow. Even if it's based on a true events or true story, I was like,
Hmm.
oh my God.
Yeah, it's a slow burner, that's for sure. Um,
However, I like to Liv Taylor on there.
yeah, Liv Tyler, she really is. It's like there's a reason why they cast her as a elf princess in Lord of the Rings because she really is quite stunning.
And in
But
Armageddon.
Yeah, Armageddon too. Oh yeah, can't forget about that. Um, but yeah, it's more of a suspense. It's more about the tension and they're being stalked and tormented, and so it's really slow. And we've talked about before that we tend to like our stuff a little bit more action-packed and gory and violent and disturbing because we're sick and twisted. But
Yeah.
this But that's kind of we've talked about before too. I think that when it's based on a true story, you got to kind of keep it realistic. You can't go too crazy. You can't be like based on a true story and then it's Hellraiser 2 or something, you know?
Well, look at Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Right? Exactly. I actually did look up and supposedly they say it's based on a true story, but the writer based it on when he was a kid there were some break-ins in his neighborhood and then he also threw in a little bit of the Charles Manson family just for flavor. So that's the
Yep.
true story it's based on. But so Liv Tyler and Scott Speedman is the actor. James, they went to a wedding. He proposed to her. It didn't go. She didn't say yes. So now they're grumpy and they're in this cabin in the middle of the woods that he thought was going to be a fun romantic retreat. But they're all kind of mopey. It's the middle of the night. Someone knocks on the door and says, "Is Tamara there?" And they say, "Nope, got the wrong house." And then a little bit later, he goes out to get some cigarettes or something, knock on the door again. And then pretty soon there's a guy in the house and there's just chasing and there's tension and there's record skipping while the man in the mask walks through the house and there's three killers and I found out after the fact that they're kind of called the man in the mask, doll face and pinup girl, kind of based on what their masks look like, but it's kind of like a mom, a dad and a daughter, don't you think?
Yeah, the mask kind of look like weird though. Like
Yeah,
weird and creepy. But I kind
yeah,
of like that.
yeah. The two women's masks kind of remind me of like almost like Betty Boop, like old timey cartoons, and then the guys is just kind of like a burlap bag over his head, almost just like a good old bag head. So, um, do any is are there any particular scenes you want to talk about in The Strangers, Breezy?
No, I only like the Liv Taylor in this one.
Right on. My favorite part is early on in the movie, like right away at the very, very beginning. He calls his friend and he says, "You got to come get me. It didn't work out. I need you to come pick me up." And then all the craziness with the strangers ensues. And then at some point, they find a shotgun. And then you see his friends show up, and the strangers are kind of messing with them. And then the friend goes into the door and bam, shotgun. Oh, damn, he shot his own friend. He thought it was the stranger, but it was his friend. That I liked. I liked the ironic twist of that.
Yeah, I do too. It's just the whole movie is just not my favorite,
Right.
besides
So,
Liv Kevin.
so what would you rate it?
Oh, I'm gonna rate this one very, very low. Probably like a three, but since Liv Taylor is gonna be in it, so number four.
Okay. I think a four also because for a suspense movie, for a tension movie, it does do what it's supposed to do. If you're into that kind of movie, you're probably really gonna like this and get all the heebie-jeebies and everything. But for me, I just kind of it's a decent movie, just not my cup of tea, so I give it a four also. So that is The Strangers. But you have to watch The Strangers so that you can watch The Strangers Pray at Night and know what the hell's going on a little bit. And that's the next movie we're going to talk about. So 2018, Strangers Pray at Night is about a mom, a dad, a son, a daughter, their brother and sister. You got Christina Hendricks as Cindy, Martin Henderson as Mike, Bailey Madison as Kinsey, and Lewis Pullman as Luke. And she's going to be going to a boarding school because she's naughty, and they're going to spend the weekend at the trailer park with their uncle and for a vacation, I guess. That sounds fun. And
Yeah,
the
what a
fact
vacation, right?
yeah, exactly. Just in time for the 4th of July. I guess
Right?
they're I guess they're supposed to be by a lake or something, but anyway, yeah. So then they find out that oh my gosh, they're out for a walk and someone broke into the uncle's trailer and killed him. And it's the strangers, and then you got more strangers shenanigans, stalking. This one though is a little bit more, I think it cuts to the chase. Like a little faster. It's still kind of slow at the beginning, but by the time when you get to the swimming pool, that's when it kind of takes
I
it.
was like, I told you by the when I said, "Oh, okay, Matt, I really like the swimming pool." Then it
Yeah,
speeds up. It's like it's almost done with the movie. If they speed it up so since the beginning, it would have been a great movie.
yep, I agree. But there's one thing I really like about this movie is the soundtrack. Like right away at the very beginning, the music kicks on, and I'm like, oh, that sounds like Kids in America, and it's like, holy shit, it is Kids in America. I'm into this movie now. But at the swimming pool, you get you get once upon a time there was love in my life. Now there's only love in the dark. It's a total eclipse of the heart. What a classic. How can you go wrong
Yeah.
with murder and mayhem in the swimming pool? At one point in the movie, they find the dad and the son find a gun, and the son's all like, "You're not gonna shoot him, are you?" And I was like I get it, but seriously, if you were in a life or death situation, would you really be like all scream? And then like he has the gun, and then like his sister's like, "Just give me the gun, I'll shoot him, I'll shoot him," and he's all like, "Nah, I can't do it." But then later on, he clubs the one in the head and then stabs the living piss out of her. So apparently, he didn't have any moral objections anymore at that point.
Yeah. Hmm.
What do you want to what stands out in your mind about the the strangers pray at night?
This one I do like a little bit more. I do like the family aspect because it brings a little bit more of a vibe. Like, think about it, break-ins.
Yep.
Usually break-ins have like family involved.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
I like that. I did like the music, like you said. I did
Hmm.
like it picked up just a little hair up into the swimming pool. I really, really love the swimming pool. It was like,
Yeah.
God, you gotta wait until like at the end of the movie.
Yeah. There's a really cool shot where Luke gets stabbed in the swimming pool and then he's floating on his back and all the blood is kind of pooling out, just
Mm.
gets spreading slowly and slowly and slowly as he lays there in the swimming pool. Um, but then he does get rescued, but does he survive? I'll leave that as a spoiler alert. So I won't spoil it. But then there's the like the killer, the man in the mask, is crashes into the car of the sister, and she gets out, and she notices that there's gas leaking all over the place, so she lights it on fire, and the thing freaking explodes. But the guy's still somehow alive, and then she's running, and he's in like this pickup truck that's on fire, and it reminded me of Ghost Rider, like when he whatever he drives turns all flamey. It was like Ghost
That's what
Rider's
I
driving the pickup
thought.
truck.
That's what I thought when I seen that scene. I'm like, Matt's is probably going to think about Ghost Rider in this one.
Yeah. And then I was like, wouldn't that be cool? They should make like a redneck Ghost Rider that drives a big flaming pickup
Oh,
truck,
yeah.
has like jeans. He's like a skeleton, but
Oh, dude, that'd be sick.
get Marvel on the horn. I
Yeah.
got the next great idea. We're gonna save the studio. But and then you think he's dead, but then he's not dead, but then you think he's dead, but then he's not dead, and then but this one they do actually fight back. They get in they take out some of the family. Like there's a one thing that I really liked in this one is there's a part where she runs out in the street and there's a cop, and I was like, oh, something's gonna happen with that cop. Either he's gonna be a killer or he's gonna get killed right away. And sure as shit, all of a sudden, stranger comes up behind him with a knife, slits his throat, blam, he's dead.
Mm, yeah.
But then I was like, "There's a shotgun in the cop car. Go get it!" Like I was yelling at my TV. She's like, I could see it. Like she's in the cop car, and I'm like, "It's right there. Grab the shotgun, you idiot!"
You
But
were
then she finally
yelling at the
did.
TV.
Yeah. Well, mentally, I was telepathically yelling at the TV.
Okay, sure. I'm pretty sure you were yelling at the TV.
Yeah. Um.
I
Um.
can still see it.
So, anything else that sticks out in your mind about The Strangers Prey at Night?
No, just like that whole swimming pool. I like that
Hmm.
vibe.
It's lit really cool with like neon
Mm,
lights, and it's got that Total Eclipse of the Heart playing, and just the
mm,
mood is just perfect. It's like it's
yeah.
worth watching the movie just for that scene alone.
Yeah, that's why I absolutely love that one.
Yeah, exactly. And so what would you rate this? And we should say it's Prey, Prey, not Pray. They're not like having a little mass and praying at night. You know, they're no,
Yep.
they're praying like a predator and prey. Just in case you're confused this whole time. Now you know.
We just gotta throw that out there.
Exactly. But Breezy, what would you rate Strangers Prey at Night?
This one I'll rate it a five because I like it. I like this one just a little bit more.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna give it a seven. I'm gonna go crazy and give it a seven, just because once it got to that pool scene, it kind of kicked it in the ass a little bit, and then you had exploding trucks, you had Ghost Rider pickup. Then it was a real hoot and holler after that. So I was enjoying it. So so I give it a seven.
Okay.
And celebrate the 4th of July. I'm going to go find an old beater pickup truck and fill it with gas and light it in
Oh,
fireworks. And
really?
yeah,
Might as well add fireworks to that too.
exactly. You know, America. All right. That's it for tonight, this episode. Unless Breezy, you have anything else?
Nope, that's it. And safe travels and stay safe and have a great 4th of July and God bless all of you guys.
Exactly. Thanks for listening.
Thank you.